Just sitting here sobbing, staring at my sleeping boyfriend. He's the real hero. I'm a 911 dispatcher for a major metro county. If you know that life, you know it's a meat grinder on a good day. But the last 3 months have been the absolute worst of my life. Our center is hemorrhaging staff and the call volume is breaking city records. I'm pulling mandatory 16-hour shifts, glued to a headset, listening to people on the worst day of their lives. I survive entirely on stale pretzels and pure adrenaline. My boyfriend works from home as a freelance architect. He is the definition of normal and steady. A month ago, I completely shattered. I hadn't spoken a coherent sentence to him in 10 days. I sat him down and offered to temporarily move into the sleep pods at the dispatch center. I told him I was a ghost, dragging my trauma into our home, and it wasn't fair. He didn't yell or argue. He just held my hands and said, "I signed up for all of you, not just the easy parts." I stayed. Since then, I've basically been sleepwalking through my existence. I leave before dawn and come back in the dead of night. Yet, miraculously, my heavy winter uniform is always perfectly pressed. My thermos is always sterilized and waiting by my keys. I've been so completely dead inside that I never even questioned how this magic was happening. Tonight, my supervisor forced me to log off early. I took a call that ended terribly, the kind that leaves a physical weight in your chest. My boss literally pulled my headset off and ordered me to go home. I pulled into our driveway at 3 a.m. I did what I've done every single night for 2 months. I parked, turned off the engine, and sat in the pitch black for 20 minutes just to stop my hands from shaking. It was my dirty little secret to keep him from seeing me cry. I snuck through the front door expecting the house to be dark, but the dim stove light was on. My boyfriend was passed out on the kitchen island, his head resting on his forearms. Right next to his hand was a thick, black moleskin journal. I had never seen it before. My brain told me to walk away, but my hands opened it anyway. It was a survival manual. For me, he had logged every single one of my shifts for the past 90 days. He tracked exactly how much water I drank versus coffee. There was a page dedicated to my coworkers' shift schedules, so he knew who was on console with me. There was a massive alert written in red ink to run my car engine every Sunday because the cold was killing my battery. Then I hit the entry that completely broke me. Headlights cut at 3:05 a.m. She's sitting in the car again, third time this week. Do not open the door. Let her have her silence. Turn on the crock pot at 3:15 so the kitchen smells warm. I had never mentioned the driveway routine to him, not once. I kept flipping through the pages, tears blurring my vision. I found a printed email from my dad taped to the back cover. He had been secretly emailing my dad for weeks, trying to perfect my childhood comfort meal, a complicated beef stew. They literally had a weekly thread grading his attempts. The very last page had a sticky note from yesterday, day 84. She smiled today when I brought up the neighbor's dog. A real smile. Whatever it takes to get her back, it's worth it. I stood in the kitchen, completely suffocated by how deeply this man was quietly carrying my weight. He was working a second invisible job just to keep me from drowning. Nobody gives out awards for quietly warming up dinner at 3 in the morning. I gently touched his shoulder to wake him up. He didn't even open his eyes. He just shifted, mumbled, "You're early, stew is hot on the counter," and passed right back out like it was nothing. I am staring at him right now, eating perfect beef stew at 3:30 a.m., and I know with absolute certainty I am marrying this man.